Hello children, today we are going to discuss the biography of Maria Sharapova. She was a Russian tennis player and now she has settled herself in the USA, but she is known throughout the world as a famous tennis player for her achievement in the year 2005 when she occupied number one position in women's tennis in the singles ranking at the age of 18 years. So that was her great achievement in tennis, and for that she is known even today. As the introduction goes like this, a Russian girl, Maria Sharapova, reached the summit of women's tennis when she was barely 18 years old. Well, when as we read this biography, as you read, look for the answers to these questions. These questions are answered in the biography. When we discuss it, you'll find answers to these questions. Why was Maria sent to the United States? Why didn't her mother go with her? What are the hobbies? What are her hobbies? What does she like? What motivates her to keep going? All these questions are there whose answers you will find when we discuss the biography, this short biography. It's a short biography of Maria Sharapova. Now let us begin with the first paragraph. The first paragraph runs like this. You can see here. Yes, there is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. Disarming means I have given the meaning here, enchanting or charming. Disarming means charming or enchanting, that attracts you. That's called disarming. Her personality is so great, very enchanting and charming personality she has. Okay, something at odds with her with her ready smile and glamorous. Glamorous means very attractive, fascinating. Attire means fine formal clothes. They are called attire. Okay, so she is very charming and she puts on very charming formal dresses. For that she is known, and very smiling and cheerful face she has. And that something in her lifted her on Monday, 22nd August 2005, to the world number one position in women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. That means she became number one in the year 2005. And in no time all this happened. She was just 18-year-old, poised beyond her years. The Siberian-born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. Pinnacle means the highest point, the greatest height. Okay, she was born in Russia. Siberia is the part of Russia, isn't it? Northern part is called Siberia. There she was born, and she reached pinnacle. That means the zenith or the highest point in her career as a professional tennis player in the year 2005. So this is the information we get in the first paragraph. Okay, let us move forward. Let us go to the second paragraph and know something more about Maria Sharapova. It is here as it runs, you see. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. Endure means tolerate. Okay, ascent means going up. So rapidly she grew as a great tennis player, and this story began 9 years before. A few children can make such a sacrifice. for achieving their goal, which Maria had done. Okay, little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday, when she was pegged off to train in the United States. She was very small, just 9-year-old girl, very young, isn't it? And she was pegged off and sent to the United States of America to take the training in tennis. The trip to Florida is a city in the USA. The trip to Florida with her father Yuri was the name of her father. With her father Yuri, launched her on the path to success and stardom. Launched, launch means start. That was the starting point. She started stepping forward on the path of success, and this was the start. When she took training, she enrolled herself for training in Florida in the USA, and her father Yuri took her there for training. Well, then, but it also required a heart-wrenching 2 year separation from her mother, Elena. Elena was the name of her mother. It's a Russian name, okay? And for 2 years, that small girl was separated from her mother. She must be feeling homesick. She must be feeling nostalgic. She must be remembering her mother. But she couldn't help it. Her aim was before her, and she was very firm on achieving her goal in life, to become world's number one tennis player. Well, the latter was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. Latter means her mother Elena. She couldn't get visa uh, for the USA, and that's why she remained back in Siberia at home, whereas the small girl Maria went to the USA, Florida, with her father Yuri. Well, then the 9-year-old girl had already learnt an important lesson in life. The tennis excellence would only come at a price. Come at a price means even if she felt homesick, she didn't give in. She didn't surrender. Okay, she didn't surrender before the situation. So whatever circumstances were there, she very boldly faced it, and she was firm that if she has to achieve something, she has to pay a cost. She has to pay a price for that, and that price is the price of separation from her mother, remaining away from her family. Okay, that is what we understand, and that is the information which we have found in paragraph number 2. Now paragraph number 3. I used to be so lonely, Maria Sharapova recalls. She recalls her past when she was small 9-year-old girl and she was sent to Florida, USA for training. So she felt very lonely. I missed my mother terribly. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, so he couldn't see me either. His father also couldn't see her frequently because he had to work and earn money and pay the fee for tennis training of his daughter in the USA. Okay, so her father and mother, at times, both of them were away from her, and she was alone in the USA. That small girl taking training in some other country. She was abroad in the USA. They were from Russia, and she was in the USA. She was far from them, but still she just tolerated the the pangs of that separation, and marched forward to achieve her aim. Then she further says, because now her experiences, she will tell you about her experiences, what kind of treatment was given to her, what kind of treatment was given to her when she was a small girl under training. Because I was so young, I used to go to bed at 10 p.m. That means she used to go to bed early. The other tennis peoples means the students, okay, who are trainees. They were also trainees. The other tennis peoples would come in at 11 p.m. Okay, that means 3 hours after her. They used to come and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. They passed on orders. They got the room cleaned by her at that time of night at 11 o'clock when they came to room, her seniors. So her seniors behaved like this, not very humane, not very sympathetic they were, but still she meekly tolerated these these such kind of harsh treatment, because she was small and she was alone and her goal was before her. Okay, so in paragraph number 5 she further tells you, look here, it is like this: instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined that and mentally tough. When she was meted out a harsh treatment, that harsh treatment didn't weaken her, but she became quietly, silently determined and mentally strong. She became mentally strong. She took such a treatment in a positive spirit. I learned how to take care of myself. Self care is she has to take care of herself. Self care. There was no one to take care of her. Okay. I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. I never thought of leaving the training because she knew what she wanted. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. She was coming from an ordinary poor background, okay, and she didn't have anything, she didn't have much there, not a very attractive and plentiful life. Still she says that she was hungry and determined to achieve her goal. When you have nothing and you come from nothing background, nothing, poor background, okay, and she didn't have anything much, so that made her hungry for achieving her goal, and firm and determined, mentally tough to achieve the success, ultimate success. Okay, it would have put up with much more humiliation, and I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that, to steadfastly means firmly, continuously, firmly pursue my dream. She says that the humiliation she received uh, by her elderly tennis colleagues, by her seniors, okay, there was nothing. Even more than that, even insults more than what they gave, she was ready to suffer, she says, because she had to pursue or follow her dream, she says. Okay, such a firm mind she had. Then paragraph number 6 says that toughness runs through Maria even today. Now, that was the training for tennis, and that was the training for making her tough, if you take it that way, if you take it in a positive way. Okay, the toughness runs through Maria even today. It was the key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004. In 2004, in women's singles, she stood first, and to the meteoric rise to the world number one spot the following year. In 2005, she became world's number one in ranking in tennis, that we have seen in the first paragraph. Okay. Well, then the seventh paragraph, my dear boys and girls, while her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia, frozen means it is very freezing cold there, isn't it? The plains are frozen because it is the terrain is snow covered. It's extremely cold. So while her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the hearts of tennis fans, for the youngster herself, there appears to be no room for sentiment. She says that she was not sentimental and emotional, not much. Okay, the straight looks and the answers she gives when asked about her ambition make it amply sufficiently clear that she considers the sacrifices were worth it. She looks straight in you and answers that whatever sacrifices I made remaining away from my family were worth of it, and that's why I could achieve my goal. I am very competitive. I work hard at what I do. It's my job. This is her mantra for success, and this can be everybody's mantra for success. This is an inspiration to the youngsters. You be competitive, okay, you work hard, okay, and you should know what is your job. If these three things you know and you firmly move forward, success would be yours. She knew it. Okay, she knew it, and that's why she could achieve a success. Anybody can achieve the success if he or she follows this mantra of Maria Sharapova. Well, my dear boys and girls, then paragraph number 8, uh, it tells that how she loved Russia, her homeland, okay, and how what a great patriot, nation lover, or a patriot she was. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent. When he speaks, there is American accent or a stress pattern in her speech. She proudly parades her Russian nationality. She proudly parades means she proudly shows her Russian nationality. Clearing all doubts, she says, I am Russian. It's true that the US is a big part of my life, but I have Russian citizenship. She has Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. So in this paragraph, you are told how what a great patriot she was, how greatly she loved her own country, her own nation. Okay, then the next paragraph, that is paragraph number 9. Apart from tennis, what were her hobbies and her likings? You'll find in this paragraph her hobbies, her likings. Okay, apart from tennis, it goes like this: like any number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lists fashion, singing, and dancing as her hobbies. So her hobbies are fashion, putting on fashionable clothes, okay, etc., etc., singing, and dancing. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. He is a famous English novelist, Arthur Conan Doyle. His novels she reads. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odds with her love for pancakes. She puts on sophisticated, very attractive garments, evening gowns, and it appears at odds with her love of pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. She likes pancakes. She likes pancakes with chocolate spread on it, and fizzy orange drinks she likes. Fizzy means containing bubbles or gas. Okay, soda or these orange drinks, etc., etc. So these are her likings. This is her choice. Okay, of food and drinks, etc., etc., and her hobbies. About that you are told in this short paragraph. Then paragraph number 10, my dear boys and girls. Paragraph number 10. Here it is. Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed or categorized. You can't uh, put her in a watertight or compartment or in limited space, not pigeonholed or categorized. Her talent, unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted her to the top of the world. She is a multi-dimensional personality, the author wants to say. She can't be categorized. She has all these things in the previous paragraph we have learned just now. Okay, and she cannot be categorized in a particular way that she loves this only and she hates the other things. So many things she likes, as we have seen in this paragraph, in paragraph number 9. And she can't be pigeonholed or categorized. Her talent, unwavering desire, her talent, her unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted her to the top of the world. Few would grudge her few would grudge her the the riches she is now reaping. That means people might might say that by playing tennis at the world level and by becoming a world celebrity in tennis, she might have she has reaped a great wealth. She has become very rich. People might be grudging, they might be complaining that they play for money only. Okay, on that what she says, what she says you will find in this paragraph. This is what she has to say about her monetary gains. Monetary means related to money and economy. Okay, she says regarding her monetary gains from tennis, by playing tennis, she earned a lot of money, and about that she says, of course, money is a motivation. That means when you get money for some work, any work you do, and for your work, if you are paid, it comes to you as a motivation. It comes to you as a motivation. It comes to you as an incentive. Okay, you feel like doing that work more and more because you are getting satisfaction when you get money, when you are paid for that. Okay, you earn money. So it's a very simple thing, a simple thing. It happens in life that as long as you get money, you feel motivated. So of course money is a motivation. Tennis is a business and a sport. She is professional. She says tennis is a business. She takes tennis as a professional. As a professional player, she plays tennis. So it's a business for her, and it's a sport. It's a sport. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world. That's the dream that kept me going. Her dream was to become number one in the world, and she says that dream kept her going, and she was able to achieve it. So it can come as an inspiration to anybody that if you have a dream, first you see a dream and then you come in action for achieving that dream, and that dream will be achieved. This is what all great people have done, and they have succeeded in achieving their goal, whatever goal they might have fixed in their life. So every individual must have a goal, and to achieve that goal one must work hard and steadfastly, and definitely one is bound to succeed. This is what we learn from Maria Sharapova's short biography, which we have just discussed. So there this short biography ends, my dear boys and girls. I will be giving you some additional questions. You attempt them. That's all for today. Have a good day. Bye.